Good morning and hello, everyone. It is Thursday. I just wanted to welcome all of you guys to our Living Color Artist, All Things Unicorn edition. So, we are so excited for all of you who've been painting along with us. I have seen some amazing work. This challenge has been so much fun. So, thank you for painting along with us. Thank you for posting. Those boy unicorns from yesterday were amazing. The zombie corns. So, we have an amazing artist today. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say that I am your sponsor from Creative Faces Glitter Sticks. And I have our prize right here. If you have posted every day before midnight, the night that was supposed to be posted, then you will be put into our drawing for the grand prize. Now, last night it did not post, so we are extending the time to post until 8:30 tomorrow morning. So if you are catching this on the replay, still please paint along with us using the correct hashtags. That way, you are entered to win, and we cannot wait to see your unicorns. So without any further ado, we have our very special guest. Her name is Ariel Paints, and she is going to be doing an amazing magical unicorn today. Are you guys excited? Hi!
Hi, I'm excited.
Me too. I can't wait to see. I'm going to try to paint along with you.
Yay.
So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave you to Ariel. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, you guys are in good hands, I promise. So today I'm going to do my most popular on-the-job fuller face unicorn. And when I say I paint this like at an event 1,000 times, it is 1,000 times. By far the design I paint the most. And I love it, even though I paint it so much. There's some times where I'm like, will someone ask for something else? And of course they don't. So first things first, this is a full face, like horn and ears unicorn. So what I do is I cut a sponge to be more of a triangle, and I start with the horn. I like to grab a cake that has a gradation of yellows and golds and oranges, and there's tons of cakes that can work for this. So grab something that looks like a traditional unicorn horn. I prefer those tones. I've done it in a rainbow tone, like a traditional Roy G. Biv before too, which works. But I prefer to do rainbow hair. So you'll see why I do it this way. So I'm going to grab this sponge that I've cut, and then I'm going to go ahead and just stamp the horn on the center of the forehead. And this creates a super quick and easy unicorn horn so fast. I love a cake that has a little bit of pink or purple at the bottom as well, because I know where I'm going to place my ears. So I always dab like a little bit of pink right in the center of where the unicorn ears are going to be, because this is on the job. I am moving fast. I whip these out like crazy, right? So anything to save time, that's what I do. You can also do this with a regular sponge. You just want to load the corner of it, and you want to start at a little bit of an angle, and then you tap around and leaving the top stationary to get that unicorn horn. So either way works, but I love the stamped unicorn horn. That's my favorite way to do it. So then I grab usually a 3/4 inch brush, and I love the Susie Amaro it's called Unicorn, even though it's black and white cake. This cake makes me so happy. I use it all the time for everything. It's great for dragons and all sorts of stuff. And then I move right into doing the ears. I try to keep the ears on the outside of the eyebrows so that I have room for the hair later. So I place my brush down horizontal to the eyebrow. I go up, and then I hug the pink that I already placed down for the ears. I do the same thing on the other side. Depending on the event, sometimes I'll stop there and I will not pull the mask around. So I have probably 3 versions of this that I do depending on how many kids I have in line, right? But if I have time, I then take the same brush and I start at the corner of the eye and I just drag down and around the face. Same thing on this side. You'll notice I started on this side of my brush, and when I get to this side, I'm going to flip because I have paint on the other side of my brush. See how I used all this up? Now I'm going to flip so that I use up the paint on the other side of my brush. And that way I don't have to immediately go back in and reload. So I look very goofy right now, but I need to fill in. What I usually do is dip my brush back in some water, and then I drag the heel back through some of that white, and then I just fill in under the eye a little bit. You can also grab another brush to do this, or you can grab some star blends to fill in if you need to. It just depends. I've also on the job just kind of left it because by the time you fill everything else in, nobody really cares. But for our sake, I'm just going to grab a filbert so that you guys don't have to watch me mess around with it. And I'm going to fill in that area. Again, looks kind of goofy until we get the rest of the steps done, but all the magic happens in the final steps. So bear with me. Okay, next thing I do is the hair, and I want to get all the base done so I can do my line work at the very, very end. I love rainbow hair, and I always talk to the kids, and I usually always say, oh, should your unicorn have rainbow hair? And they, of course, always say, yes, it does need to have rainbow hair. Or, if they say no, I'll be like, well, what kind of hair do you think your unicorn should have, And I love to tease kids and say, like, oh, the last time I saw a unicorn, they had sparkles and rainbow hair and their eyes always get big. And they're like, you saw a unicorn? So you can play with them, talk to them. And of course, if someone says, I want pink hair, give them pink hair. Do whatever you want. But I love a rainbow, and I love the effect of this. So take a bright rainbow. I love Fusion and Leanne's rainbows because they are so bright. I also like to do the blue at the top, and I know that drives some people bananas because they have to have like Roy G. Biv as a rainbow. I don't. And I love the contrast. Since I have the warm tones, I like the contrast to start with cool tones, which is super particular, but we all have our quirks, and that is one of mine. So I think this is a 3/4 inch by Blazing brush. So I'm going to place it about midway on my horn, and then I'm going to spin and pull down. And I always think of this as like a heart shape. So think of doing a heart right in the center of the forehead, hugging your horn. Now I'm going to go on the other side, and I don't necessarily want them to be perfect. So you can do more of an asymmetrical heart. So I'm going to make this hump on this side a little higher, and then I'm going to drag that toe right down. Now I'm going to take the heel of my brush that I do have some of that red still on, and I'm just going to fill in the bottom part of it. And that's the start of our hair. Now I want to reload so that I have a nice bright rainbow for the sides, and I'm going to do the hair on the side as well. So I'm going to start right here at the edge of my ear, and I'm going to pull my rainbow hair down, and then I'm going to flip it onto the cheek. The reason I try to go in is because later when you show the child their face, if you do the hair and you go out this way or you go down, when a kid looks in the mirror, they can't see anything on the sides of their face, right? So you want to pull that color into the front of the mask so that they can really see their unicorn hair, which can be a little difficult. And when I was developing this design, and my on-the-job unicorn, I made all the mistakes, right? I put the hair as far out this way as I could. And, I'd be like, do you see your unicorn hair? And the kids would be like, no. And I'm like, well, of course you don't, because it's like, on the side of your face. So I've adjusted this so much over the years. All right, same thing. I kind of skate on the toe and then I flick it back around. And that way you have some unicorn hair. Now, another thing I do on the job when I have plenty of time is I like to fill in this area. You don't have to, or you can fill it in later with fine glitter. That's a quick and easy way to fill it in on the job. But if you have time, I like to fill it in with color. So I'm going to grab another rainbow cake. This is a fusion cake that I wish I knew the name of. It's very loved in my kit. And I'm going to take a little petal sponge and I'm going to load that up and fill in that gap. This kind of adds to the very, very rainbow, very bright, magical effect that a unicorn should have. So there we go. You can absolutely spray this with glitter so that you have a really shiny eyeshadow if you want to as well while it's wet. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I don't know about you guys, but unicorn designs have just not quieted down for me. I have kids ask me to do them all the time. And if they're on my board or an option, I mean, they're always the design the kids are going to pick, hands down, never fails. They love them. And I love them too, honestly. Oh, my cat's meowing. So if you hear that, I apologize. She's mad because she can't get into my studio right now. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Okay, so this is our base work. You are pretty much done at this point besides line work and glitter. One of my favorite brushes, this is a pointed round by the Face Painting Shop. I love this brush. It is such a go-to for me. So I'm going to get that well loaded with some black paint. My goal on the job is always to do as much line work as quickly as possible. And as little line work as possible when I have a huge line of kids. All right, so I'm going to start at the horn, and I'm going to start at the top, and this is pretty simple. I'm just going to drag down and around, and I'm going to hug the other side, so it's an S shape. Now I'm going to start here again and do the same thing. And then when I go to the bottom, I'm going to curve it around. So that's the basic shape of my horn. In the past, I've tried to get a little fancier with my horns, add additional lines, make them more complicated, and they end up looking a little weird. And we all know unicorn horns can be like a little sketchy. You got to be careful with your unicorn horns. We've all made the mistake. I have made the mistake. So you just have to make sure it really looks like a unicorn horn. So I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of close the gap. I did most of the lines on the other side, right? It's pretty fast. I also prefer a little bit of a like thicker bottom and, a nice triangle unicorn horn. Some people do them very, very skinny. I don't prefer that look. I like it like this. All right. So then I move straight to the hair. I try to keep this pretty like whimsical and a nice flow down. And this is a little bit more how fast I move on the job is pretty quickly. So I kind of just run through, do a few lines, and usually flick out there. I don't tend to pull the lines down much further than that. You can always add a few more if you want the contrast, but you don't need to add a lot. All right, so for the sides, then I usually try to do the top and then I move to one side. So I do a little flick in the ears and then I outline that hair, a couple flicks in. I go straight to the corner of the eye and I do some little eyelashes, more lines on the side. Because I already have that Susie Amaro cake on the bottom, I rarely, if ever, line the bottom unless I feel like I have to clean it up. I also don't worry about this kind of stuff, like lines coming out. This is on the job. Kids want to get out of my chair just as much as I want them out of my chair, so don't be too particular about that. So then I move to the other side. I do my little lines for the ear. I pull down and around, a few quick lines here, do my eyelashes, lines on the inside, and there we go. That's my basic on-the-job unicorn mask. One more detail that we have to add is glitter. I love adding glitter. It is truly the magic. And this is the part too where the parents always go, oh my goodness. Oh, you can't wait to see your face. Oh, you're going to be so excited. So you have to add glitter, right? You can do a gel-based glitter and keep it just above the horn and on the forehead and then kind of tuck it right back here. But I prefer cream glitter if possible, because then you can be a little quicker and a little messier. So today I'm going to use this cream glitter. It's Orion. I think it's American Body Art, but Drea with glitter sticks also has a lot of amazing options, and they're wax based. So I highly recommend looking at her line, because those are the glitters you want. Because even if I'm trying to fill in this gap, if I go like this, I'm not smearing my paint. And if you do smear designs on the job, it's such a pain to try to overcorrect it and fix it. So you can be a lot messier and a lot quicker. So I love putting glitter up there, and then usually I put it right about here because that's where I have like a little bit of a design gap. So I don't want to get too close to the eyes, even if it's cosmetic glitter, but I like to put it right about there. And then again, I'm putting the glitter in a spot where when the kids look straight on into the mirror, they can see their glitter and they can see their rainbow hair. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of this, plop it on, and you can take it up into the hair. The other reason I love cream or wax-based glitters is because you can cover your mistakes. So any face painter knows when you're on the job and you're busy and quick and you're trying to get through a bunch of kids and you're all stressed out, when you do make a mistake, you can cover it with glitter and nobody knows the difference, and it's amazing. So the very last step that I'm going to do, and if you do have time, I like to add it, but this is not something I would do with a huge line, is do some highlights. So just a few highlights on our hair and our horn. Always adds just a little bit more dimension. You can do it on the ears as well. And then that's it. That is my on-the-job unicorn. And I wish I had literally $1 for every single time I've painted it. Luckily, people are usually paying me, so I have somewhat of $1. But oh my goodness. If you knew, like at large festivals, and I'm sure you guys do if you're face painters, right? But there's some days when I put this on my board and I regret it because I just paint unicorn after unicorn. But it is really adorable and everyone gets really, really excited. So I hope you guys like it as well. I'll give you kind of a final look here. So this is my unicorn mask. You are welcome to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of content there, lots of on the job. I do have a YouTube video that has a version of this mask as well. And on my Instagram, I have a short video on how to cut these sponges and why I do this and how to do it with a regular sponge as well. So please follow me. I have tons of videos and tutorials, and thank you guys for watching. Hold on, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there. Yeah,
Hi.
I can hear you. Hi.
I was watching and drinking my coffee. We were
in your unicorn mug.
I know.
I love
right?
it.
It's like on your face.
Yes, it is.
So thank you so much for painting along. I've never, ever done a unicorn mask like that before. I'm going to have to try it.
Oh my gosh, I hope you do.
And then I will tag you in it because it's super cute. And you were right about the cone shape. It looks very happy and friendly, and it's not hot pink.
Yes. It's such a weird thing to talk about because I try to talk about it in a very
But if you don't talk about it
way.
and a newbie does it, then, you know, we're not doing ourselves any favors by making fun of them. We need to educate and say, hey, don't do that color.
Yes. No flesh toned unicorn horns and no pink. It sounds pretty, right? Because you think pink unicorn. Don't do it.
Well, and your sponge in the triangle idea is genius, especially for newbies that don't know how to make that shape. How simple was that just to tap that on? I love it. I can try to apply that with my Pro Air. So I will tag you in anything. Thank you for the lesson. It was awesome. And thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. You can have me back anytime. I love it.
Okay.
It was so much fun.
All right. Bye. We'll see you later. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys loved that tutorial. I mean, I learned so much. Again, I was sitting here drinking my coffee, watching her just go. And look how fast that was. I mean, these are great unicorns for us to be able to use on the job. If you didn't see Michaela's yesterday, hers was just that. It just was so cool. Totally masculine, but yet so cool. It doesn't even matter. That could go on anyone. So, and then of course I did the zombie one. So a little more spooky. If you painted along today, please make sure to use the hashtags. Remember, we extended the time to 8:30 Central Time. Use those hashtags, Living Color Artist and All About the Unicorns, Living Color Art. So it's LCA. And we are so happy to be back. And we look forward to seeing all of the work that you post. Remember, as soon as you tag us, then we put it on our Instagram page. So if you're not already following our Instagram page, our Facebook page, make sure to do so. And we, from all of us here at Living Color Artists, we want to thank you, and we want to tell you, don't forget to post. Yay! If you want to win the prize, I will be sending the prize out. This is minus the mirror. But remember, you get my unicorn glitter sticks where Ariel was just talking about those, putting them over the paint because it doesn't smudge. A Prima Barton 3/4 inch flat brush. Some wings to add to your cute unicorn designs. A couple of the Manuela Casson blank unicorn horns that I taught that you can airbrush. And some brush soap. So if you would like to win this prize, you need to paint today and you need to post before 8:30 in the morning. Okay? All right. Have an awesome Thursday, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.